Hi everyone, welcome to this Summer Solstice standing chair yoga flow. This class is accessible for those with osteoporosis and lots of other modifications. All you need is a sturdy chair. It doesn't need to be a yoga chair, just a strong chair without wheels. If you have some yoga blocks or something to a similar size of yoga blocks, maybe some sturdy books at home, you could certainly use that to help bring the earth up a little bit higher for a few of the postures today. Take it at your own pace, stop and take a seat anytime you need. We are going to welcome in this longest, lightest day of the year, our summer solstice, with setting intentions and finding stability and balance and strength. So let's start standing behind your chair. You could do this with sneakers on or barefoot. I would suggest not wearing socks depending on the surface that you're standing on. It doesn't need to be a yoga mat. Just make sure your feet won't be slipping throughout the practice. So you could be facing your chair so both hands can hold the chair, or you can be standing behind as I am with one hand at the chair. I'll be moving the chair a couple times throughout the class. You may move around your chair or turn and face the chair in the different ways as well. So starting standing, if it feels comfortable to gently hold on to the chair, you could do that. And we're just going to rock a little bit here on our feet. You might close your eyes or maybe even soften the gaze down towards the floor. And as you rock forward and back, and maybe a little bit side to side, we're finding where the feet feel balanced on the floor, noticing where the pressure of the body is, noticing if maybe you're leaning forward a lot or leaning back. And start to scan the body from the bottom of the feet up the back of the legs. Notice where your hips are. Are they resting somewhere over the heels? Or are they leaning really forward towards the toes without judgment, just finding this tall standing posture? Maybe taking a couple rolls of the shoulders, letting the shoulders rest over the hips, aligning the ears over the shoulders. Letting the arms rest down by your sides. Maybe the palms are facing in towards your legs, or maybe the palms are facing forward. Whatever feels good on your shoulders and arms. And taking a couple full breaths here, in and out through the nose if you can, with a slight seal of the lips, letting the breath be cleansed, noticing the temperature of the breath as it enters and exits the nostrils. The summer temperature on your skin. Noticing the sounds that are present around you, far away and even in your space. Bringing awareness to anything that you can feel, maybe the chair under your hand or the floor beneath your feet. Allowing all the senses to begin to be open and alive. As you remain here in this standing mountain pose, Tadasana, setting an intention for this summer solstice. An intention of something that feels important to you. Perhaps a seed you'd like to plant for this new season ahead. Planting the seed of intention into both your heart, your mind, and your body. Allowing this intention to bloom and grow and manifest at just the right time for you. And with one more full breath in, if the arms are down by your side, leave them there. If you're not facing your chair, go ahead and turn to face your chair. We're going to take a standing sun salutation. I'll turn sideways for you to see. So we're keeping a nice tall back for this, at least to begin. The hands could come out to the sides or straight up overhead. So as we inhale, we'll reach the arms up only to the height that feels comfortable And as you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward towards the chair. Give the knees as much of a bend here as you'd like. Inhale, just lift halfway. And on the exhale, let the heart melt down a little bit more towards the chair. Maybe the hands are touching the seat of the chair or the back of the chair. With the next inhale, ground down through your feet and rise back up through your hands. Reach up through the hands nice and tall. And then exhale, lower the hands down to heart center. Good. From here, we're going to add on, we'll take the arms out to a side into a star pose. So feeling length throughout the whole body. We'll reach to the sides. If you want to hold the chair with one hand, you could just do this one hand at a time. If it feels okay to open both arms out to the sides, know that the chair is there for you. Your palms are facing forward. If this is accessible on the shoulders, always the option to take the arms down. Warming up the shoulders and the neck. We're going to turn to look towards your left hand. As you look towards the left hand, rotate the right palm away. So the palms are facing opposite directions now. Switching sides. Inhale, come through center. Now look to your right palm. Rotate the left. Only turning. Feel the shoulders roll and switch as you roll the neck side to side. Gently turning the gaze from left to right. Functional movements that we want to begin to continue to do effectively. The arms might be starting to feel this a bit. We'll take one more on each side to even out. Wherever you are, moving at your own pace, your own rhythm. Let both hands come into the shoulders now and take some circles of the elbows here. Feel the feet ground down a little wider than the hips, this nice tall star pose. Staying in this pose, the toes could be turned to face forward. The chair is here. We're going to work a little bit of balance, going right into the balance today. So coming back to the star pose, either holding the chair with one hand or extending both arms out. We're going to start to lift one heel up. So we're balancing on the toes of one foot and the other foot down. Now switch to go the other side, lift the heel. Continue with this a couple more times, lifting one heel, shifting the weight to one side, and then the other. You can hold the chair as you do this. You can change sides so the opposite hand is holding the chair. And if it feels comfortable holding the chair or not, you might have to step a little bit away from it. You might start to lift one foot up off of the mat. So you're balancing here. Just for a breath or two, lower down. You'll turn to face the other way to do the opposite side so that your hand is still on the chair. Maybe you have two chairs in your space. Coming to the opposite side to lower. You might do that one more time on each side, holding, maybe challenge yourself. We're just warming up here. Finding where you're balancing on each leg. Good, and come back down. Bring the hands in and give the shoulders a bit of a roll here. All right, we're going to turn to face the chair again. Whichever way your chair is facing, either the back of the chair to your hands or the seat of the chair. You're going to take your right foot under the center of the chair just so the toes are right in line with the center of the chair, coming to a warrior two. So we'll bend into the right knee. Keep the left leg back so the left leg is facing where your forward direction is, maybe the side of the mat if you are on a yoga mat. And you can start by holding the chair with your hand. Let the arm maybe extend out in each direction, similar to where we just were, but the palms now facing down. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. Feel the back leg, if you're in this position, almost turning in. So the legs are really stable here. That back thigh, the back upper leg is almost turning in. The back is supported. Good. And if it feels okay, go ahead and look over the fingertips of the front hand. Stay here another breath or two. Good. If this is a lot on the shoulders, just keep the hands in at the hips or even at the shoulder height. One more breath here in our standing warrior two. The chair is there. The front knee is bent. Both feet are nice and stable. Go ahead and take both hands down to the chair or your hips and step the feet back to the chair. Coming back to the chair, we'll just shake out the hips a little bit, side to side, and reorient here before taking the other side. So you might turn your chair if that feels easiest, or just turn your body around the chair, taking the other foot to the center of the chair, bending into your opposite knee. Let the back foot face what's now forward. The hand can stay on the chair. Once you find where the knee is kind of right over the ankle or someplace that feels stable, the back is nice and tall and long. There's no twisting happening here. Maybe you start to look over the front fingertips, both palms down, and you breathe here. There's nothing else to do. Just be and feel the earth beneath your feet, grounded, strong, stable, gazing over the front fingertips. The shoulders are down, away from the ears. The face is relaxed. The neck is relaxed. Go ahead and take the hands back into maybe heart center here. Working the balance, you could keep the hands here to step the back foot up to meet the front foot. Shake it out a little bit here. Either keep the chair there, or you could move it to the other side. It's up to you. We're going to come now to Warrior 3. So coming right into our Warrior 3 with a couple variations here. So you could be using the back of the chair, or you could be using the seat of the chair. I'm going to show both. So you want to be stepped away far enough from the chair that you're about arm's distance away, so you can easily reach the chair. And for this one, we'll start with extending your left leg back so I'm going to mirror you. So your left leg is going to extend back. This could be a place where you use a block. I'll show how that would come in. So you might put the block behind you as something for your foot to step back to. If that feels like you wouldn't reach it, then just omit the block. So your right foot is going to be turned to face the chair, maybe even just a toes distance out to the side. So it's just rotated a tiny bit out to the side for balance. Bending into the front knee, find your balance. Start to lift the back leg. So maybe the back foot is touching on top of a block. The back is straight here. If you don't want to use the block or it's in the way, just move it back and kick the left leg straight out to any height. Maybe the hands come down to the seat of the chair. It all depends on the height of the chair, the length of your arms. Extending here, we're going to hold. Bring the foot down at any point, or from this point of the seat or the back of the chair, tap the toes down and then bring the leg back up. We tap down and bring it up, working the glute strength and stability, helping to support the back, the legs. Maybe do this 4 or 5 times, whatever feels good, nice and slow. And then step the left foot back in and shake out the legs a little bit. Good. We're going to switch to the other side. I'm going to move my chair to come to the opposite side of the mat. So you can see the extended leg. Knowing where we were, make any adjustments to your space to accommodate the other side, knowing that one side might be easier or different than the other. So the opposite foot will face forward, slight bend of the knee to get started. Maybe the toe is just a tiny bit turned out, making this an external rotation of your front leg. Reaching for the back of the chair or the seat of the chair, start to extend the opposite leg back. Maybe it's staying down on the mat or on a block or all the way up to meet the height of the other hip. So there's this balance here, this balance of Warrior 3 with the chair. Keeping the hands on the seat or the back of the chair, you might start to tap the toes down and lift them up. 5 or 6 times, same as the other side, maybe less, maybe more. Listen to your body. Good. Should be maybe about 1 more. And then lower the foot down, bend the knee, and shake it out a little bit. Let the hips sway side to side. We're going to add on from there. So the same thing adjusting whatever you want to adjust in your space, we're going to come back to that similar setup of the warrior three, but this is going to be a variation of a balanced tabletop that we might do on hands and knees in a yoga class. So being about arm's distance from the chair again. Maybe it's easier for you to use the seat of the chair. If so, you could just turn your chair around the other way. So we're going to start extending. You can do either leg. We're going to do both. So extending one leg back. If it feels okay, extend the opposite arm forward. Flat back, long neck. Reach long through the fingertips and through the foot. Maybe it feels better to point the toes down towards the floor. Stay with it for a couple breaths. Balanced in the hips. And when you feel ready, start to lower the hand to the chair, lower the foot, and shake it out a little bit. Going right into the other side. Extend the opposite leg back. Maybe it felt better to point the toes down or point the toes away. Maybe reach the arm long. The hand might be holding the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. Stay with it for a few more breaths. Strong and stable. Make sure you're breathing and not holding or gripping or tensing. And then bring the knee back in, the arm back in. And let's take another standing sun salutation. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold down towards the chair, flat back. Halfway lift and fold. Root down through the feet and rise back up through the arms. Reach up to the sky. As you reach to the sky this time, bring the hands over to the left a little bit. Back to center, over to the right. Back to center, and then back down to heart center. Anjali Mudra. Hands rest in front of the heart. Maybe the eyes close, maybe the chin lowers down too. Breathe here. With the fingers here, start to interlace the fingers and roll out the wrist a bit. They may have been working to support the hold on the chair. So just finding a little release through the wrist. And then shake out the hands. Good. A little bit more leg strength here. This might be easiest to hold the side of the chair. We're going to come to a goddess position, so the toes will be slightly turned out. The knees are going to go in the same direction as your toes. The back is going to stay straight for this, so you'll lower down from the hips, not hinging forward, so no rounding in the spine. The chair is here for you to hold on to, so you'll start to lower down any height, feeling the engagement through the upper legs. Once you're here, maybe you loosen the grip, or maybe you even let go of the chair and find where the arms feel comfortable. Maybe out to the sides, or at the hips or legs. And then when you're here, you might play around with lifting one heel and then the other. The chair's there if you want it. Lifting one heel and the other. And then bringing both feet down, you might lift both heels and lower. And then slowly, with control, straighten the legs and come back up. Good. Shake out the knees a little bit. Stay in the same position. Start to lower back down again. This time, if it feels okay, take both arms up. The chair's there if you want it. If not, take one elbow down, come back up, and then the other elbow down towards your waist and come back up. A couple more times, elbow towards waist, a little bit of a lateral side bend. You could stay with the heel lifts if that felt like a better option today. And then come back to center, lower the hands to the legs or the chair, and slowly rise back up. Shake out the legs a little bit, maybe give the legs a little tap, and start to walk the feet closer to each other. We'll lift one knee and find some ankle circles, circling a few times one way, and then the other. And then the other side, a couple circles one way, and the other. And then we're going to turn the chair. So depending on what type of chair you have, this may look different. You could also use the blocks for this if the chair is too high. So we're going to come to a lunge position with the chair. So if accessible, if you have a really high seat of the chair, you might choose to use a block instead. We're going to step your left foot up onto the back of the chair and reach for the back of the chair. The back foot can be fully down or the knee can be bent. So we're in this lunge, and you might even just sway a little bit forward and back, finding some length and opening in the back leg and the hip, maybe around the knees. See what you notice and feel. Maybe you can keep the hand on the leg and start to loosen the grip of the chair. Or if you have armrest, you might use the armrest here for your hands. Stay with it for 2 more breaths. Fully in and out the nose. And then on the next breath, we're going to step the foot off the chair. Take the same foot to come under the chair or right to the front of the chair. With a flat back, reach the hands to either the seat or the sides or the back of the chair, keeping the front leg as straight as you'd like. We're stretching all the way through the back of that front leg, so the hamstrings really supporting the low back here. The knee can be as bent as you want it to be. The back is flat, so we're not rounding or folding any further down than necessary. Stay here a little longer if it's still feeling comfortable in the leg. If it's too much, just bend the knee a bit more, start to work your way out of it. And then slowly bend into the front knee. Step the back foot up to meet the front. Bring the hands to the hips and start to lift the head and the heart. Coming back to your standing mountain pose. Let the hands rest down by the sides. Roll the shoulders back down and away. Maybe soften the gaze. And find a full breath here. Aligned and stable. We'll start to step the opposite foot onto the chair. Bring the next foot up. And maybe bend and straighten into the front and the back leg. Deciding if the back heel is going to be down or if the back knee will be bent a little more. Stepping onto the block if the chair seat is high. And then maybe you soften the grip of the chair or reach for the arms of the chair or even your leg. Working with all different variations. Every day may look and feel just a little bit different. Taking one more breath here in our lunge on the chair. We'll start to take the hands to the seat of the chair to lower the foot off. Take the foot in front of the chair, maybe even slightly under, with the back foot a little bit further back, as much or as little bend in the front knee. You'll start to keep a flat back and hinge from the hips. Feel like your hip is pulling back towards the back of the room and you're lengthening that front leg even more. Maybe starting to notice this side a little different than the last. But both feet are equally balanced and grounded. Taking another breath in this intense leg stretch. We'll start to bend into the front knee. Step the back foot forward, finding this half lift here. Bring the hands to the hips. Breathe as you lift the head, the heart. Lower the hands down to the sides and pause in your mountain pose, Tadasana, in front of your chair. Maybe softening the gaze down and scanning the body here, noticing what's alive and awake, noticing what's present for you here. If you'd like to transition to the chair, you could sit down in the chair, or maybe take your final rest here, standing in your mountain pose. Maybe even closing the eyes, feeling how this mountain pose feels different than the beginning. Noticing sensation in the legs, the arms, the core. Noticing where the breath is, the thoughts. And taking this time to reset your intention if that feels good here. Your intention for this summer solstice, or whatever this day ahead is for you. Replanting your seed and letting it rest in your heart as we close out the practice together today with so much love and gratitude.